All right, good Monday morning. Welcome to another morning coffee as we join together to tie a couple flies today. So, how are we doing out there? Still been kind of dry. We've been getting a couple splashes of water here and there, a little bit of rain, but not quite enough to really affect the fishing in the Mississippi. Uh, Everything's just still pretty dry. Uh, the lowest flow that I saw was about between I think it was just over 550 CFS. And normally around this time it should be flowing anywhere from 6 to 8,000. So it was kind of weird seeing it drop below 1,000 and then drop below 900, 800, 700, 600, and it was like 570 something. And then we got like 11 tenths of an inch of rain and everything bounced up to just a tick over 1,000 CFS. So yeah, fishing around here has been kind of weird. Been able to get out in the kayak a little bit. Um, Paddle up over by the hospitable and catch some smallmouth up there, which is nice. It's like the only place where there's really any kind of good quality water. I think we're going to be hitting that area with the fly club tomorrow night. It's going to be our monthly meeting, and we're going to meet on the water. So let's see who we got tuned in. We've got James in the house. Good morning, and Dewey. Good evening. How's it going? So, um, yeah, like most Monday mornings, I really don't have that much of an agenda. I do have a couple of ideas, but something I didn't get much time to get into. But we're gonna do this here in a few days, or in a few days, in a few weeks. I'm gonna be getting into some of these fish joints, or tying some articulated stuffs. So we'll see what we come up with. I know I've got somewhere a box to make those little, what do you call those? Game changer flies. A lot of articulated stuff in that stuff. You know, they seem like, honestly, I don't have a bunch of those available because there's just a lot of work that goes into those articulated game changer flies. It's just like tying one, two, three, four, five, upwards six, seven. I mean, however many little shanks. That's just like tying its own little fly. And I would argue that could you achieve the same outcome with something that's just as big, but I mean, does it need to have shanks all the way through? And then do you really need a trailer hook? It's the whole idea of multiple hooks on a system. I don't know. It seems a little bit extreme. Now, when you're talking like a musky fly, wherever I got one of those, I mean, it's this big. I mean, it's you are essentially tying two flies. Um, and you got something that big, you got to have a couple of options on where for it to strike. But I don't know. We're going to tie up some tenkara flies this morning. Well, not really a tenkara fly, but I'm planning on tossing these with a tenkara setup or a lighter weight rod. Took a guy out the other day, Saturday, we met up. He said, "Oh, I got a fly rod," and I bought it at a yard sale for dirt cheap. But it's a 5/6 weight, something I off-brand name, and The line on it, I don't even think it was a weight forward line. It would be I think it was a level line because it was so hard to get anything cast out there, even with no fly on there. It would just be easier to tie the chicken on. Yeah, no kidding. I do have an idea for a full bird fly with flappy wings and everything. I just need time, a hot glue gun, some tubing, some springs. Maybe not springs, but bungee cord. I don't know. It's a crazy idea. Maybe we'll do that as a live stream someday. That would be a good one. But let's go ahead, take a sip of coffee. We'll do the hokey pokey, turn ourselves around, and then we'll tie up some flies. There we go. That was a good cup of coffee. This is normally I'm up like super early, and usually Monday mornings by the time I get down here for the live stream, we're usually working on cup number 2 or possibly cup number 3, depending on how early I got up. But this morning, slept in. So, haha. Good morning, Steve. Thanks for tuning in. All right, let's tie some flizzeyes. All right, so this morning, something told me that I wanted to tie some jig hooks. Actually, I want to go a little bit smaller. We'll go small jig hook. We'll do this on a size 16 jig. Getting jiggy with it. We'll do a few of these, pull a couple of those out. All right. That's my easy peasy. Let's get the bead on set up. Let's see here. I've got options. We've got 3.0, 3.5. What did I say? 16s. So 2 or 2.5 or 3 would be in that size 16 range. So, there's no hard and fast, bead size you should go for or go with. It's what works best for the pattern and what works best for the it just works best for the hook. So we want to find our little opening, put that in first. And this is a small 2.5. Because I want to add weight, but not too much weight. What do you think? We should zoom in, move in a little bit. How about that? So I'm going to ask you guys and the audience and the crowd, leave a comment or in the chat here. Let me know what's your guys' opinion when it comes to beginning fly tyers. Your very first setup, a person goes out, got himself a bench, ordered a vise, ordered some tools, and he wants to know, is there a kit that you would recommend, perhaps with a book? That was the question this morning that I read. And the comments, it just upset me so much. I left the group. It's just I'm done with it. I can't condone it anymore. I really don't want to be a part of it. And it's just pick a couple patterns, pick your 3 favorite patterns and just start tying those. Well, we're talking about a beginner, somebody who's never tied flies before. Might have fished a couple of times, but usually if you're to the point where you already know a whole bunch of fly patterns, or even their names or how to spell it, then you're already halfway in the game. But if you're a beginner and don't know nothing, how do you search for a woolly bugger if you can't even spell it? Yeah, autocorrect might help a little bit, but we're going to add a little bit of wire in here. A little lead-free wire. Not much, and I'm going to tie this on just the back side. I'm not going to wrap. Just going to plug that hole where that slot is. And then that's going to be it. I guess this is going to kind of end up a little bit like a pheasant tail, I suppose. But we'll see. We'll see. I'm thinking more like in the lines of a soft hackle. I think that's just but we might be what we're going to go for. Let's grab some copper wire. And it's just here I am on YouTube, and we're all tuned in for a fly tying live stream demonstration. But of all of us here, who else uses books? This is small copper wire, nothing fancy. Work that back. I as a YouTube creator, it's just the amount of books that I have is I can give a lot of credit to my ability to create, just based off of the amount of books that I've read in the past. Alright, we're going to play with this today. I was completely undecided until we started. So this is our... I don't even know how to pronounce all that. I'm not even going to attempt. But this is the stuff we're doing. It's got this little guy. Hello. Doesn't he seem so happy? That's is that an alpaca? My brain is just struggling today. I don't know if it's alpaca or if it's a llama. Let me know. Is that a llama? Llama or alpaca? I think it's alpaca. Or it could be llama. They both kind of have that weird face. All right. I mean, I'm a big advocate. I just read the comment about, getting started. When I got started, my father bought me a beginner kit and a beginner vise and beginner scissors. And the difference in the quality of materials, yeah, you're going to see some difference. You're not going to get your most highest grade of. We're going to go with this UV Carp Peacock. You're not going to get your best and your greatest of quality. You're not going to get your super primo, but you're a beginner. Why do you need super primo materials? You need just good quality. And even then, if you can't tie a halfway decent fly with some garbage, what are you going to do when you get some good quality? I mean, yeah, garbage in, garbage out, but I think that's only to a certain point. Because for, hundreds and thousands of years, well, maybe not hundreds of thousands of years, but for many, many years, we've gotten this far. You don't need the bronze or triple platinum whiting pack of hackle. It helps, but you can get by with stuff you find and all sorts of stuff. Alright, so there's that. run our copper. I mean, I can't think of starting to drive with a brand new car. I don't know what else comes in kits. That's great. I mean, look at your little kid beginner kit, your little Snoopy fishing rod reel combo. I mean, rod reel combos. Those, should we avoid all rod and reel combo kits? I mean, there's always the chance that, the quality of the material may not be the greatest. You might not get the best of fly rods or reels, but sure beats sitting at home, I think. All right, let's do a little hackle, a little soft hackle. But I would highly recommend, if anybody's getting into fly tying and doesn't know where to begin and just needs a little something to help you get started on your own, the whiting, not the whiting, but the hairline dubbin fly tying kit. Got a whole series on it. We're going to tie this in kind of as a soft hackle. We're not going to go forward with it. We're going to maintain our hackle to the rear. So we'll tie it on like so. There we go. Swoop that all to the rear. And we'll just go a couple of wraps. I need my hackle pliers. I just can't get a good grip on it today. So later today we have a dumpster getting delivered. Big old giant roll off. And then I'm going to go beat up my back deck with a sawzall. Tear that apart. That's going to be this afternoon's job. Actually, I'll probably start later this morning. That looks cozy. We'll just roll right into our whip finish. Boy, oh boy, I like that one. Just a little basic beadhead soft hackle. I think that's fantastic. But you know what? Our next one, we're going to tie it in the opposite way. We're going to soft hackle it forward. Because we can. Hey brother, good morning. Just got here late. It was a busy morning at work. Yeah, I'm sure it was. It's always busy at work. That's why work's a 4-letter word. W-O-R-K. I will say I am happy with the choice of the smaller. I think I went with the 2.5 millimeter. So I've got that anywhere from 16 to 18s and 14 to 16s. So that leaves my options open of going between the 2.5 and the 3.0s. And that's millimeters there, don't you know? go ahead and get our bead in. All right. Let's do another one. So the hook is a size 16, same as last time. That's a size 16 J716 from the Fly Life. Alright, we want to add a little touch of weight, just a little bit more. I'm going to go with some lid-free wire. And I'm pushing that right up into that bead, nice and tight. Not much, just a little bit. It's also more, for me, it's just to kind of help give that bead a little additional something to lock into. Should I zoom in a little bit? I'm going to zoom in a little bit. Let's beep bop a doop bop over to here, over to that screen, and there we go. I think that'll work. So we're a little worried about getting started this morning because my phone was having a little difficulty recognizing the Wi-Fi here in the house, despite having multiple routers and extenders. The second I turned off the mobile 4G, we don't quite got the 5G yet. For giggles and grins, I'm going to tie in some pheasant tail, just as a little tail on this. Why not? A little bit of pheasant tail. I like throwing those little random surprises in there. Alright, now we'll get our wire. And I like that shiny brass. Small. How small is it? It's so small. We're going to use it. We'll tie it in on the side. And we're going to go back just a little bit further than before. Oh boy, I heard the dink. You only get a couple of dinks before it goes dunk. Alright. Let's pick a dubbing. Rub-a-dub-dub, what do you think? I like, kind of like this mulberry. We're going to go with the mulberry. And we're going to add a little touch of wax first. First things first. Look out, we do that in 3D. Whoa. Alright, let's get a little dub on here. Remember, less is more or less. You need to get a little bit closer. My chair's rolled back. So pinch and twist, pinch and twist. Always twist in the same direction. It's like you're trying to roll a booger off your fingers. You're not going to roll it back, are you? Alright, let's see how we do. We'll get her started. It's going to be nice, nice, nice. Right up to there. Alright, let's do one wrap all the way under. That's going to lift up our pheasant tails just a little bit. And then we'll just take some nice tight wraps. Give that a little nip and we'll be good. Alright, let's get our hackle. I'm going to grab, see this has got just a little bit of brown, a little bit of ginger into it. So we'll go on this end. Go ahead and clean off the stem, the base of the quill. Alright, we're actually going to tie this in hackle forward. We're still going to end up wrapping back, so let's give this a try. See what happens. Because it's once things start interacting in the water, then things can start getting pretty interesting with the hackle facing forward like it is. We shall see. Now maybe because that's going to give us a little bit different action in the water. It's pretty big for the hackle, but we'll see what happens. She'll definitely swim well, I'll tell you that for free. Yep, ultimately the best thing one could do is to join a club or a group, um, or find some knucklehead to watch on a somewhat regular basis on YouTube that does completely different things. I mean, I just, I don't know. It gets a little tough sometimes thinking, what am I contributing to the effort of, everything that's out there. And yeah, I could, like everybody else, just consistently regurgitate everything that you see, or we can create. And that is where I think I've settled. is I really like the creating aspect of it, opposed to just just replicating everything. It's like if you want to see a stimulator, go watch Suntao tie it because he does great stimulators. Or if you want to see a sex dungeon, I would highly recommend Kelly Gallup because that's his fly. He created it. He's got a great video on it. But if we want to just be inspired and create and come up with different things, I think you've found the right place. All right, let's do that again. Let's find our cup of coffee. We set you down somewhere. There it is. I mean, you can watch. I can tie a blue wing olive. I can tie a whatever, but probably not as good as most people. And I don't know. I just am having fun. That's about where we're at. That's where we're at with things. Thread. So let's try, we'll do our lead-free wire, just like before, but maybe we'll try our hackle and such up front first. Or maybe we won't do hackle. Maybe we will do, I've got an idea. We're going to go completely off the deep end on this one. Whoa. Almost grabbed the wrong scissors. I don't know why I grabbed for anything at all. This lead-free wire just slips and bends and breaks super easy. The finer wire, that's what we got to use our nippers for. And let's go. We're going to do something completely different here. We'll get our wire in there. And we're going to do a loop. If we can find our shepherd's hook, quick, fast, and in a hurry, shouldn't be too far off. That's a big old brass thing with a hook on it. And I just saw it. That's the worst, is when you just have something in your recent vision. Maybe we won't. It's kind of one of my favorite tools. Everything got tore apart because I had to pack up for Project Healing Waters out at the VA. Alright, well, maybe we won't do that. Nope, there it is. We will do that. Oops, squeak, squeak. We're going to do a little dubbing loop. Give that a little touch of wax. That should be fun. All right. go like this orange turmeric. Alright, so before I put that in, I'm just going to kind of orient these fibers a little bit. I'm going to give it a little tight pinch, pull, and then restack. I'm going to stack them in my hand. And this will get all the, at least more or less, get the fibers pointing front and backwards, and then we can space that out. Insert tab A into slot B here. And we'll space that out. I've always liked dubbing loops. I think they're a fun, creative way. Alright, so I'll take my whip finish tool and I'll use that to hold everything, the little V-notch, because it pinches the threads close together. Then we'll spin it. Alright, that seems relatively fair. And I don't want necessarily Velcro, we want our brush. And this is going to be it. This is going to be all we're going to do. We might do a hackle up front. We might not. Actually, got an idea. Boy, this is pretty bulky. I like this. Maybe we will do a little cap up front with some hackle. Alright, let's work this wire through. And it's one of those things that's kind of, the less you really think about it and just kind of work your wire through, the easier it is, or at least the less stressful it is. I'll do one more turn. Oh, at least that broke off up there. Here we go. We're going to just finish that off with that. Nothing else needed, I might say. Now we'll hit it with a little bit of Velcro. Fantastic. Almost just like a little berry. All right. Let's do one more kind of like this. I like the, we'll have to do less dubbing, but and I think we're going to switch to a red thread. All right, same size 16 Fly Life jig hook, and we'll stick with the same 2.5 millimeter slotted, gold slotted tungsten bead. All right, let's put the opening there, spin it to win it, and we are good to go. I like it. Yeah, buggy. We like buggy. Buggy bugs are my favorite. All right, we're going to switch to a red thread. And we're going to add our little dab of weight again up front. Not much, it's just a little bit. Alright, we'll get our wire in, and we're going to call an audible. We're going to switch wires. We're going to go to a hot orange, little hot orange wire. Oh, and the thread I switched to is just a red 70 denier. Let's get our loop-to-loop going. There we go. Alright, this time we're going to double. We're going to do two. I'm going to two-tone it. We're going to, I like that. We're going to go with that turmeric again. And then up front I'm going to do a little twist of earth brown. So same as before, we're going to stack that in. Open tab A into slot B. Maybe we'll do a little bit more. And then we'll switch to the brown. Really important to get these fibers kind of oriented a little bit. And hopefully our little touch of wax will be enough to hold that all in, and it was. Success. So now we got two colors. Got the brown and the yeller. Alright, let's get this spun up. Oh, it's got that. I almost forgot with the red thread. Might even have a little reddish inner core. I'll lightly brush. Alright, we'll give it a couple of spins until we make contact with the material. Here we go. Come on, let's switch it to the red or the brown. Perfect little contrast up there. All right. We'll take a turn or two back here before we start working our way forward with this. All right. Then we'll brush this all out and we'll see how it worked. And that broke off. We'll add a little dab of glue. I hate when that happens. I get so used to tying big flies with big thread, and I switch over to these small flies with small thread, and it all falls apart. Yep, we're gonna have to add another collar to this because we broke our thread. I guess I'll just have an extra big collar. I'll do two. We'll call that a stylistic option. Nice big red collar up front. Hey, where'd my Velcro go? Yeah, it's different. That's definitely different. Here's my lady. I'll add a little dab. Some Sally Hansen's. Some liquid insurance policy. I mean, it's on a jig head, so it's going to be riding hook side up. That looks fishy to me. Looks fishy to me. Well, I think well, wants to see that in the water. All right, hold on. Let me go grab a cup of water. Be right back. Hold on. All right, let's check this out. Grabbed a little splash of water. And let's see. Get you out of the way. And I don't have. I do. I do have something somewhere. I just saw it. I'm looking for some line. I guess I could just tie a piece of thread through it. Let's do that. Oh, great. Where did I put it? Where did I put you? Oh my goodness. We set the fly down and now it's gone. Oh, there it is. Haha. Alright, we'll get this thread through there. Or better yet, I can just use a little piece of wire. Alright, there's our fly. There it is in the water. Oh, it got a nice little bubble. There it is. So when it first hits the water, it's going to get a little air bubble in it. That's greasy. You see that air bubble there? Oh boy. That looks fishy. But anyways, yeah, buddy. Now I'm all wet. I'll put this little guy back up. This guy will probably swim just as much. Have trouble sinking. But anyways, oh, I forgot to switch that over to there. Anywho, well, I think we're going to leave it at that. I think it's been a good morning. Had myself finished my cup of coffee. Yep, we're dry. So, wishing everybody a wonderful week. Thank you all for tuning in. You never know what we're going to do next week. We might be doing those game changer, if I can find the thing with all the different sized. That's kind of a little kit for it. Somewhere. Maybe we'll clean up this week. Alright, well, thank you all for tuning in. Please stay healthy out there. Please stay safe. Wash your hands, wear your masks, etc., etc. Be good, everybody. Happy tying, tight lines. Peace.